Genghis Khan did not conquer the world through mercy or diplomacy, but through fear, designed as a system of rule. When Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan in 1206, he united the Mongol tribes under a single principle: absolute obedience enforced by absolute punishment. His empire was governed by the Yassa, a strict code of law where justice was swift, public, and irreversible. Fear was not a byproduct of Mongol expansion. It was a deliberate instrument of governance meant to break resistance before it could form. One of the most effective tools of this system was starvation warfare. When Mongol armies reached fortified cities, they rarely rushed the walls. Instead, they surrounded settlements completely, cutting off food supplies, poisoning wells, and sealing every escape route. During the invasion of the Khwarazmian Empire between 1219 and 1221, cities such as Merv and Nishapur were subjected to prolonged sieges where hunger became deadlier than swords. Persian historian Malik Juvani recorded that starvation forced inhabitants to eat leather, grass, and even the dead, while corpses lay unburied as animals fed upon them. The message was clear: resistance meant slow, humiliating extinction. The Mongols also transformed civilians into weapons through the use of human shields. Captured men, women, and children were forced to march ahead of Mongol troops during sieges, absorbing enemy arrows and triggering defenses. At the siege of Gurganj in 1221, prisoners were driven forward in mass lines, not spared out of mercy, but preserved as expendable tools. As Giovanni wrote, the people of one city were used to destroy the next. For defenders watching from behind the walls, the choice was unbearable: kill their own people or surrender in terror. When cities finally fell, survival did not guarantee freedom, especially for women. After the sack of Bukhara in 1220, thousands of women and girls were seized and distributed according to rank. Noble women were claimed by Mongol elites and generals, while others were assigned to soldiers, forced labor, or sold into slavery across the empire. Beauty and status became curses rather than protections. Women were renamed, stripped of identity, and transported from Central Asia to China, their suffering used as a deliberate tool to erase family lines and humiliate defeated societies. Execution under Mongol rule was equally calculated. High-born enemies were often killed without spilling blood, in accordance with certain cultural taboos. After the Battle of the Kalka River in 1223, captured Rus princes, including Mstislav of Kiev, were laid face down while a wooden platform was built over them. Mongol commanders held a feast on top as the prisoners beneath suffocated and were crushed. This method was chosen not only for cruelty, but for symbolism, proving that rank and honor offered no protection under Mongol dominance. For betrayal, the punishment was even more direct. Traitors, defectors, rebel governors, and conspirators were tied to horses and dragged until death. This sentence, rooted in the Yassa, was public and final, leaving broken bodies displayed as warnings. Loyalty to the Khan was absolute, and any threat to internal unity was met with merciless deterrence. The empire endured because betrayal was made unthinkable. Through these punishments, the Mongols built the largest land empire in human history within a single generation. They succeeded not because they always outnumbered their enemies, but because fear traveled faster than armies. Cities surrendered without battle, rulers submitted without negotiation, and resistance collapsed under the weight of reputation alone. Genghis Khan's empire was not sustained merely by conquest, but by a system of terror that conquered the human will itself. As Giovanni wrote, They came, they sapped, they burned, they slew, they plundered, and they departed. The Mongols did not just conquer lands, they enslaved nations through fear.